Hello and welcome to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney 2, Justice for All, whatever this technically is. I don't know how far I'm gonna get tonight. I've been racked with headaches this last couple weeks. I don't know why. But we're still gonna go. And I wanted to get it started. Let's do The Lost Turnabout. Grr. How do I get into this mess? How did I get into this mess? That's far enough. You can't run forever, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Oh no, not the judge. Not Big Judge. What have I done wrong? I cannot allow you to go on like this. Huh? But I'm just a simple defense attorney. Silence. You are no longer worthy of your title. I got gavelled. Oh no. September 8th, 908, District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Spooky. What a nightmare. And I bet it was this ringtone that caused it. I really shouldn't be dozing off right before a trial starts anyway. That's really loud! There we go. Thank you. Eh. Looks like they hung up. Well, you didn't answer your phone, man. Ah, good. I finally found it. Talk about a close call. I hate to do this to you, but... it's nothing personal, Mr. Attorney. A few minutes later, District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Well, the guards are here, so I'm probably not dead. Ow. My head is throbbing. Why does it feel so foggy in here? Feathers. Good morning. Yeah. Good morning. What's wrong? You don't look well. People are at their best first thing in the morning. No. No. Where's the fighting spirit? Sorry, but can you please turn the cheeriness down? My head sorta hurts. Same, Phoenix. Roger that. Am I in trouble or something? Huh? Trouble? Wait, never mind. You're a policewoman, right? I thought maybe I had done something wrong. What are you talking about? I'm the one in trouble. What? I'm placing my life in your hands today, Mr. Phoenix, right? Life in my hands? You promised me. You said you would prove that I wasn't guilty. Not... guilty? Just when I thought all hope was lost, when all the other lawyers had laughed me off. Leave it to me, you said. You, the one and only Phoenix Wright, came to save the day. And just like that, I was moved to tears, sir. I'll never forget what you're doing for me. Ever. What is this girl babbling on about? Actually, I really love to watch court proceedings, and I always root for you to win. When I'm off duty, I like to come here and, huh? What's wrong? You've been acting really strange, and you keep staring at me. You're making me kinda nervous, sir. Oh, sorry. I'm afraid to ask, but here goes. So this might sound bad, but, who are you? What? Mr. Wright? How can you say that? How can you do this to the fragile heart of a girl about to go on trial? Absolutely horrible. No, I mean, I didn't mean it like that. Is this how a defense attorney treats his client, sir? Can't believe this. No, it's just, well, I think you have the wrong person. Yes, I'm... Who am I? Why am I drawing a blank? The trial will begin shortly. Will the defendant and her lawyer please proceed to the courtroom immediately? Trial's about to start. I'm counting on you in there, okay? Yes. Excellent. I guess I must have amnesia. Let's see, what can I piece together? From the sound of things, it's probably safe to say that I'm a defense attorney. And that girl, I said I'd prove her not guilty. I have an attorney badge? Cell phone. This game is really loud. Gonna turn you down a bit more. Cell phone that we don't know. An autopsy report, broken neck, and glasses that are broken. I can't believe I made such an irresponsible promise. You do that kinda often, man. Someone please. Tell me this is just a bad dream. Why do I get the feeling this is one dream I won't be waking up from? Yeah. December 8th, 10 AM, District Court, courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. The prosecution's ready, Your Honor. What is it, Mr. Rat? Are you talking to me? Do you see any other defense attorneys here? I guess not. Now then, are you ready? Yeah. I guess I should say yes, sir, now. Are you ready, Mr. Rat? Yes, Your Honor. Wait a sec. If her life is in my hands, I should really do the responsible thing. Actually, you see, Your Honor, my memory's kinda... The court will not hear the defendant's excuses. Because the defendant is a member of the police, this court is under great scrutiny. Therefore, we must make this trial fair, but swift. I believe I've told you this before. I hope you're not telling me you've forgotten. Actually, I have. Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. Yes, Your Honor. As I'm sure you're well aware, the defendant is accused of killing her lover. What's worse, her lover was a fellow police officer. A policeman? You did what to a policeman? It wasn't me. And besides, Dustin and I, we weren't lovers like that. In any case, the prosecution will prove that the guilty party is none other than the defendant. Very well. Mr. Payne, please call your first witness. It's been a while, Mr. Wright. Let's see what you've learned since last time. I won't show you any mercy this time, rookie. Okay. I don't even know who you are. The prosecution calls Detective Dick Gumshoe to the stand. Yeah, good. Here we go, don't let me down, Mr. Wright. Nowhere to hide. I'm so dead. Witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Dick Gumshoe, sir. Witness. Here. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir. You don't look very well, detective. Well, sir, the defendant, she works under me, so you know. You work under that detective? Yes, sir. And while I was a trainee, he was always watching out for me, sir. He's such a wonderful guy, sir. I'll never forget what he's done for me. Okay, calm down, I believe you. Hey, man. She's just talking about Gumshoe, I get it. He's a cool guy. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Yes, sir. It happened at the park near headquarters, Expose Park. The victim was one of the local cops, Dustin Prince. Oops. He was pushed down from the benches on the upper path, sir. The landing beat his body up bad and snapped his neck. The details are listed in the report that was described yesterday. Ah, yes. This autopsy report, correct? Why do I not remember getting a copy? I see everything's in order here. Even the estimated time of death is unusually well documented. The victim's watch stopped from the impact of the landing zone. The results of the autopsy confirmed the time of death. If I may, Your Honor, the prosecution would like to submit this photograph. Very well. The court accepts it into evidence. Crime Photo 1 added to the court record. Now then, I recall at yesterday's preliminary hearing, a very important piece of evidence was brought to our attention. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Mr. Rat, is your head on right today? There was a very crucial piece of evidence found under the victim's body. Was there? Have you lost your mind? Little. It's nerves. Give me a second. What? How can you talk about like such an amateur? I thought you were a pro, sir. Alright, sir. I'll help you through this. At a time, Miss Maya, at a time like this, maybe you ought to take a glance at the court record. Court record? Yep. Info about evidence and people involved with this case are all listed there, sir. You can look at the court record by pressing Tab. Here's a photograph. You really know what you're talking about, don't you? Too bad I'm a cop, right? Just think I could totally be a legal aid instead. Not opposed. Mr. Rat. Yes, Your Honor? Court is in session. Save your chit-chat for later. Sorry, Your Honor. Well, I guess I'd better check the record, see what I can find. What was it again? Button? Alright, Mr. Rat, let's see if your notes are in order. What was the piece of evidence found underneath the victim's body? Glasses? Simple, Your Honor. A pair of broken glasses. That's right. The victim grabbed his killer's glasses as he was being shoved, sir, and held on to him as he fell. Hey, why are you giving me the evil eye? Those glasses you're wearing. Yes, this is my spare pair. But these glasses they found at the scene of the crime are not mine. I swear, sir. You sure about that? Look, it was a coincidence that on the same day I accidentally stepped on mine. A coincidence, she says. Your Honor, I have further evidence to present. Oh, you have more. And this evidence is very decisive. Very well. Let's hear it from our witness about this evidence. There's something even more incriminating than the glasses under the victim's body, sir. During his date, the victim was pushed from the bench area, but he managed to write the culprit's name on the ground where he landed. I don't like saying it, but it was clearly the defendant's name, Maggie, sir. With this piece of evidence and the glasses, it's hard not to say she's the culprit. This is a picture of the writing, Your Honor. It's not even upside down. Why, this is... Yeah, I can see your name. It's clearly written here. The prosecution would like to submit this picture. Understood. The court accepts it into evidence. As if the glasses alone didn't make you look suspicious. The victim even wrote your name clear as day on the ground. I already told you, those aren't mine. And the dying message? It's a conspiracy. I am not guilty, sir. Mr. Rat, you may cross-examine the witness. Cross-examine? This is it. I'm counting on you. Sure, but what am I supposed to do? What? This isn't like you at all. Normally this is the part where you get in the witnesses' faces. Get in their faces and do what? I guess there's no way around it. Okay, I'm going to lend you a hand. The prosecution's witnesses all hide things from the court, which means they lie from time to time. Lie? But isn't that detective your superior? Even if they don't mean to lie, sometimes people just remember things wrong. Yeah, like that detective. He does sort of look like a Hey, man. It doesn't matter. Either way, it's bad for us, sir. That's why when you question witnesses, you have to find and expose their lies. Mr. Rat, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Talk about trial by fire. Here goes nothing. As long as I can expose the lies, we should be right. Need to find some contradictions. Something even more incriminating than the glasses under the victim's body. Press. About those glasses. Do you have any proof that they belong to my client? The lenses are for nearsightedness and are almost the same strength as hers. Even the frames look kinda like the one she's wearing in her ID, pal. What should I do now? Yeah, keep at it. Hold it. Almost and kinda aren't good enough in a case like this. Yeah? Do you have more definitive proof? Is there something that clearly links the defendant with those glasses? The dirt and sand rubbed out any traces of fingerprints or anything else. So what you're saying is that you have nothing that proves these glasses are my client's. Something like that. What? I see. So there is no proof. That was amazing. I could totally feel it down in my gut. During his date, the victim was pushed from the bench area. Now you're sure he was pushed and that's how he fell? Yeah, pal, if you look at the wounds on the victim's body, there's no way it was anything else. Continue with your testimony. Anyway, the victim fell pretty far. But he managed to write the culprit's name on the ground where he landed. The culprit's name. Yeah, I was surprised too. I didn't want to believe it, but... was the name that of my client? I don't like saying it, but it was clearly the defendant's name. Maggie, sir. Are you absolutely certain? Sorry, pal, but that's what it said. This is a picture of it. No matter which way you look, it still says Maggie. He's got a point. Hey, hold on. Huh? Don't harm me. I know the picture says Maggie, but now that she mentions it, something does feel kinda off about this picture. That's how you found a contradiction. Hurry up and present some evidence. So that's what spotting a contradiction feels like. I better check the court record again. What? Other than the E looking kinda cursive-y, which the G's also look kinda cursive-y, I don't really know. I'll put it somewhere, but I don't see it. And you're certain that it was the victim who wrote the name on the ground. There were scratches on his fingers from the rough sand. And grains of sand stuck under his pointer fingernail. It certainly seems that the name was written by the victim himself. It didn't go well. If the writer really was the victim, then we're in a lot of trouble. Keep that fighting spirit going. I'm glad you're pumped, but I want to see your special moves. What? You look so cool when you present evidence. Present evidence. Enlighten me. Go on. Okay. When you're listening to testimony, you can compare it with the court record. If you do that, you're sure to find contradictions in the witness statements. Contradictions. Well, there are many reasons why a testimony might contradict the evidence. The witness might be lying, or they're just mistaken. And? You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? When you find a contradiction, open the court record to the item you need. And then I present that evidence, yeah? You got it. You can also present people's profiles as evidence. With so many items, make sure you present the right thing. Sounds complicated, but I'll give it a try. You're pretty good at this. Being praised by a pro. I don't know what to say. The defendant's name. This is the one they're talking about. That looks a lot like a Maggie, but sure. Y is up. How is that not related? Let me reread this. Absolutely certain, sorry pal. Picture says Maggie. Something feels off about the picture though. But what precisely tells me that I'm supposed to do there? Wow. I guess I really have forgotten how this game works. Whoops. Wait. It's not the picture. Sneaky bastards. He broke his neck whenever he landed. He didn't write shit. God damn it. Really? But why though? He broke his fucking neck, man. He didn't do shit. Okay, what am I not seeing? Oh. That's not how you spell her name. Fucking profiles. I'm not used to actually having to look at those. What is it? What's come over me? Thought thinking I just blurted out objection. And I yelled it at the top of my lungs, finger outstretched, ready to take on my opponent. What a rush! Detective Gumshoe. You talking to me, pal? Please state the defendant's name for me. Jesus Christ. What are you trying to prove with— I can't even do that with this futile exercise, Mr. Wright. You'll see. This is a very crucial line of questioning. Actually, Mr. Payne, you can answer. The defendant's name, if you please. Where is this ridiculous question coming from? The defendant's name is, Maggie Bird. I think someone needs to check the court record. Huh? It says right here that it's Maggie Bird. Oh. Looks like the bird caught the cat napping. What's going on here? I have no idea. As you can see, the victim did indeed leave a name, Maggie, with his broken-ass neck. However, the defendant's name is actually spelled Maggie differently. This is a blatant contradiction of facts. Oh. How about that? I hadn't even noticed. But, maybe the victim didn't know how to spell her name correctly. May I remind you that it was you who said the defendant is accused of killing her lover? If they were truly lovers, it would be impossible for him not to have known her name. No. This is very true. Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. Are you absolutely certain that the defendant and the victim, Dustin Prince, were in fact lovers? I am quite certain, Your Honor. I don't want to know how you know for sure. They were a well-known couple in the police force. Detective Gumshoe, please testify for the court the relationship between the victim and the defendant. Yes, sir. Officer Prince and Officer Bird have been going out for about half a year. It sounded like they were even talking about marriage. The day of the incident just happened to be the victim's birthday, sir. Maggie, Officer Bird, had gotten Officer Prince's present. It was something she had bought over 2 months ago. I should know, because she came to me to ask what she should get for him. Oh. Those two sound like they were close. Nevertheless, tragedy struck. Yes, I see. You may cross-examine the witness, Mr. Wright. Dustin and Maggie. They've been going out for half a year. I'm half dead in the tutorial. Oh boy. How do you know about this? Every year in March we have a training camp for us cops. Officer Bird was a rookie at the time and she and Officer Prince seemed to hit it off. They got close, I take it. Actually, I was supposed to go too, but I couldn't pay the deposit for the trip, so I didn't. If only I'd gone on that trip. What is it? Nothing, sir. Anyway, oh, Gumshoe. Sounded like they were you talking to Bro. Mary? I feel so sad. Goddamn. But wasn't the victim 8 years older than her? Huh? Saying a guy's gotta marry someone the same age as himself, pal? That's not what I meant. Detective Gumshoe and Dustin are only a year apart, you know. I think this fella has a ways to go before marriage. He's just gotta find the right one and not be screwed by life. He deserves it. He deserves all the things. Mind your own business, pal. Got an achievement. They hit the end. Okay. The day of the incident. You mean September 6th? Yeah. The victim, Officer Prince, had just gotten off duty at 5:30 PM that day. And since Maggie's night shift hadn't started yet, they went to the park for a bit. I remember when I was young and in love. It was a jolly time. That's great, Your Honor. I'm glad you're such a cheerful old man. Maggie, Officer Bird, had gotten Officer Prince a present. You know a lot about the defendant. That's because I'm her boss, and I've gotta watch out for my subordinates. Even what she was going to give as a present? Isn't that going a bit too far? Hey pal, watch what you say. I know everything that happens under me. If someone so much as scratches their... I really don't need to know that much. Scree. Mr. Wright, please refrain from badgering the witness. I agree. Even if this witness has a crush on the defendant judge. Bro, don't do that. That should not be the point of discussion at this time. Hey, wait a second, why are they talking about this? It's all your fault, pal. You're guilty. I should have you arrested. I think the good detective's about done here. She got it 2 months ago. Over 2 months ago. Yep. She's a very considerate woman, pal. So, what was his birthday present? She got him a glove. A single glove? Why would she only give him one? Actually, Your Honor, the glove in question is a baseball glove. I see. A baseball glove. Officer Prince was a huge... I don't know why it gave me the giggles. Officer Prince was a huge baseball fan. A baseball glove, huh? Just now, I believe you said that the present was something she had bought over 2 months ago? Yeah? Are you saying she bought the glove at a store that far in advance? Nah, nothing like that, pal. Then what is it like? She ordered it. Custom made. Custom made? The glove was custom made. Yep, that's what I said. So the glove was custom made. Your Honor, I really don't see how this glove is related to this case. It would seem that there is little relevance. What do you think, Mr. Rat? Do you think the glove is relevant to the case? Well, if it was his gift, and this was what they were doing for his birthday, he should have it with him, right? Where'd the glove go? I don't know where this is gonna lead me, but... Of course it's relevant. That glove is the key to this whole case. Yeah, bluffing to them. Shut up. No, this is the Mr. Right I know lying. I'm so happy you're back, sir. I was wondering how long it'd take. This is great. Pressing people. It feels like I've done this before. As if I used to do this to squeeze information from even the most tight-lipped people. Very well. If you're that convinced, then let's hear some more about the matter. Actually, I brought the glove with me today. And? Why didn't you say so earlier? Hurry, and show the glove to the court. I didn't think it had anything to do with this case. Anyway, this is it, sir. It's, rather yellow, isn't it? Baseball glove. Officer Prince really liked the color yellow. And that's why you had the special order? Yep, that's right. That and one other reason. I think this court has heard enough. It's clear that the victim and the defendant were involved with each other. That is a right-handed glove. A left-handed glove, because they go on the opposite hand. I know just about enough about sports. Which means he would not have written this with his right hand. It is clear that the victim and the defendant were involved with each other. That's correct, Your Honor. Now if this is true, it brings up an important question. Was the name Maggie really written by the victim? I see your point, Your Honor. Detective Gumshoe, please tell the court a little more about the name on the ground. Yes, sir? We first looked into the handwriting. Unfortunately, we couldn't confirm that it was the victim's handwriting. Next, we checked the victim's pointer finger. We found that there was sand trapped under the victim's thumb fingernail. There were also scratches on the skin that were caused by him writing on the ground. From this, we could confirm that the victim wrote his name with his right hand. See, there it is. The perfectly logical conclusion. Now then, Mr. Rat, you may cross-examine the witness. Thank you, Your Honor. Gonna press him on everything, but we know what it is. Can you really determine handwriting based on a sample written in sand? This is why amateurs are amateurs. We're not a bunch of simpletons, pal. Scientific investigation in this country is actually pretty good. I believe it's time to get back to the point. Agreed. What was the result of the investigation? We couldn't confirm it was the victim's handwriting. So in the end, you couldn't confirm it. Hey, don't look down on us. I told you, we're not a bunch of simpletons, pal. Everyone knows you can't find out everything you want with scientific investigation. I've never heard that before. Me neither. Nor I. I never heard anything like that at the police academy, sir. Okay, so I made it up anyway. Next we checked the victim's pointer finger. His pointer finger? You know, the one you're pointing and waving around in people's faces? Don't tell me it bothers you. Every time you do it, I have a mini heart attack. It's like you're trying to kill me, pal. In any case, you examined the victim's index finger, correct? Yeah. We figure there should be something on his finger if he'd been writing in sand. And the results? We found there was sand trapped under the victim's fingernail. There were also— Well, I forgot that this isn't new dialogue. What's that proof? That he wrote the name with his own finger. Which explains why there was sand stuck under his nail. That sounds about right. And there's more. There were also scratches on the skin that were caused by him writing on the ground. Scratches? Yep. You can't see them with your eye, but they're there. That's incredible. Sure is. That's the power of scientific investigation. They're so small that we had to use a magnifying glass, like a really strong one, man. It's got that really scientific sounding name. You mean a microscope? Yeah, that's it. We used one of them, and that's how we found him. I can't believe this guy doesn't know what a microscope is. Yes, you can. From this, we can confirm that the victim wrote his name with his right hand. Are you absolutely sure? I believe in the power of science. I wonder if my evidence is solid enough to counter that. Just listening to this, you would think there is only one conclusion. That the name was written by the victim. But don't you think that would be really strange, sir? If Dustin really wrote that message with his right hand? Do you think I would have gone through that much trouble to get him his present? I'm gonna talk around this as though it's not literally my life on the line. The present, what about it? Detective Gumshoe, take a look at this. That's the glove, right? Could you tell the court what's special about this glove? What's special? Never really thought about it, but it's really yellow, and that's about it. Yes, it is very yellow, but that is only one of its qualities. Eh? There's another reason why it's special. And what would that be? Very simple. This glove is made for a left-handed person. Left-handed? Why, you're absolutely right. This glove is made to be worn on the right hand. That's why it had to be custom made. I'd never seen a bright yellow left-hander's glove for sale, have you? Well, no. So, detective, which hand did the victim use to write the name with again? That's easy. Look, it's obvious from the picture that it was his— Wait a second. Don't forget that the victim was left-handed. Ah. That— Overruled. Mr. Rat, I would like to know what your line of reasoning proves. There's only one conclusion that can be drawn. A left-handed person could not have written a message with his right hand. Well, he could have, but is unlikely to do so with a broken neck. Therefore, the person who wrote the name Maggie could not have been the victim. Order. When you think about it that way, then yeah. It's not possible that this name was written by the victim himself. Then that means Maggie's. No, it's not possible. Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. The evidence the prosecution has presented has failed to prove the defendant's guilt. In fact, I believe you have proven her to be innocent. No. You did it, Mr. Wright. Yeah, I feel like I can breathe again. It seems that we have reached the conclusion. You did a fine job once again, Mr. Rat. Me, Your Honor? Well, thanks, sir. See, you got complimented by the judge again. You're really good. And that's why you can't give up being a lawyer, sir. Are you joking? I'm more than ready to retire. I will now announce my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird. No, not yet. What? I mean, please give me a few more minutes, Your Honor. What's the meaning of this, Mr. Payne? The prosecution is not finished yet. What do you mean? We would like to call our next witness to the stand. What? And what did this witness witness? The moment the victim was pushed to his death. What's more, he saw the very face of the culprit. The heck? Order. I believe a recess is in order. Afterward, we will hear from this new witness. I had a feeling this is a bit too easy. I need more information. I have to see what I can find out during this recess. I can't let my guard down. It's only gonna get tougher from here. Court is adjourned for recess. Bailiff, get on the seesaw. To be continued. Game 1, woohoo! Game 2. September 8th, 11:43. District Court Defendant Lobby number 1. Amnesia? I can't believe my lawyer is trying to defend me in such a state. Why didn't you tell me, sir? I'm sorry. I didn't mention it to you. Oh, I know what to do. I heard you can fix something like this with a really strong shock to your system. I heard you can fix something like this with a really strong shock to your system. Come on, lower your head a little. A magic kick should be all you need. No. I think I'll pass on that one. Come on. I'm sorry. Whenever I see someone in trouble, I have a hard time leaving them alone. I tend to stick my nose where it doesn't belong and try to tackle everyone's problems. Well, my head's one problem you won't be tackling today. Well, we're here to solve your problem first. We can deal with mine later. For now, do you think you can fill me in on a few things? I'd be honored to. Well, I guess we'll start with my name and then I can tell you more about me. No, that's okay really. I think I know you and your name pretty well by now. I was wondering if you could help me figure out a few things about myself. So my name is Phoenix, right? What a weird name. This is serious. You really don't remember. I'll tell you what, sir. You can have this back. Maybe it'll help. A business card. I got this from you. It's my most prized possession. Please never make this face at me whenever Gumshoe's in the room. He will kill me. You can borrow it for now. Please give it back, okay? Okay. Some numbers written on the back. Oh, that's your cell number. Business card added to the court record. I guess for now we should stop talking about me. And start talking about this case. But fast. That's all there is to say. There's no actual examination. Very well. Yep. Can you think of anything that would be helpful for me to know? What can I tell you? I can't think of anything other than the incident with that cell phone, but... Huh? Yeah, your eyes lit up when we talked about it at the detention center, sir. Then tell me. It might be very important. Don't do that too hard. We don't need two amnesiacs. Okay, roger. It was on the day of the crime, just before 6 p.m. I picked up a lost cell phone while on a walk with Dustin. The Blue Badger. All of a sudden, the phone began to ring. Hello? Oh, thank you, I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back. I'll be right there. Sorry, I didn't catch your name. You can call me Maggie. Bastard. We agreed to meet up at 6. Dustin and I waited for the person to show up, but they never did. So where is the phone you found now? I gave it to you yesterday. To me? The one in my pocket. You mean this? Do you think it has anything to do with the murder? I don't really know, but if my eyes lit up... You were here all along? Who dis? Maya, you're so mean. I called you a million times, but you wouldn't pick up. And when I went to check in on the courtroom, everyone had already left. Who the heck is this? Let me guess, I'm supposed to know this girl too. Hey, good morning, Maggie. And a good morning to you too, Maya. So, how's it going? Is there a word for worse than abysmal? Oh? And what if I said that everything will be fine? That's right, it's Maya to the rescue with the ultra-decisive super important evidence. Here you are, Nick. Things you wanted me to bring. Huh? Thanks. The heck is this? A list? It's got about 20 people's names and phone numbers written on it. It was kinda tough, but I managed to dig up some dirt. Looks like these guys are up to no good. No good. As in... There's a group of con artists the police are currently investigating. I think these guys are members of that group. Names the list added to the court record. Why would a group of con artists pop up in a case like this? Don't look at me. Where'd you get this list from in the first place? What? Don't you remember, Nick? You're the one who asked me to look this up yesterday. Oh, is that right? These numbers were in the memory of that phone Maggie found. So that's where they're from. You're awfully forgetful these days, Nick. I hope I never get to be a forgetful old prune like you. Maya, actually Mr. Right is... Mr. Right, recess is over. Please bring the defendant and return to the courtroom immediately. Yep, guess you gotta get going. We can talk about that. We can talk about you being old later, Nick. I'm rusty, can you tell? Wish us luck. I guess I have all the pieces now, more or less. All that's left is to put it together. I'm not gonna lose this, I can't. Come on, Nick. Better get a move on. Yeah. Court will now reconvene. Please call your next witness to the stand, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. But before I do, if I may say a few words. What is it, Mr. Payne? It's about the next witness. He has a tendency to say things that might rub people the wrong way, you see. So I asked the court might be a little lenient on. There is no need to give a preface. Just hurry up and call your witness, please. Yes, Your Honor. The prosecution calls its next witness. A drifter who was taking a walk in the park on the day of the murder. Please state your name for the court, witness. Before I do, I'd like to clarify a little something. Huh? Oh, alright, go ahead. Just now, you introduced my wonderful self to the court, correct? Perhaps as a drifter who was taking a walk? Did I? But I will not stand for that. Now you've turned to the court's eyes and colored me wrongly. Sure, I suppose calling me a university student Gisela would be civil. Everything in my life is to be utmost highest, top grade, and I'm merely looking for the perfect top-notch to be the university I'm religious. Such. Bleh, I wasn't prepared. We understand, I'm very sorry, I'll be more careful from now on. What is he, a human chatterbox? I have to question him. Fashion, cars, women, glasses, and of course, university. First rates only need apply. Glasses? But you're not wearing glasses. That's enough. Your name, witness. Oh, is that how you want to play this? Using your power and influence to keep the young people down? I see how you work now. You old people and your dirty tricks. You thought you had me, but you thought wrong. I'm sorry, it won't happen again. Oh man. I forgive you. Alright, I suppose I can tell you my name. I'm Richard Wellington, the drifting virtuoso with a PhD in drifting, as it were. If you wanted to, you could call me a university student in transit. Mr. Wellington, on the day of the murder you were taking a strolling the park, correct? It would appear you're attached to that word. If you must, then by all means. But I remind you that I am in no way a prepubescent boy out on a walk with Mommy. If you must know. Anyway, testify to this court what you saw during your walk through the park. See, you said it again, taking a walk, you know. You... What you witnessed will do, Mr. Wellington. Oh boy. I was at the park all afternoon, deep in thought about my life situation. I don't remember the time all that well, but I do believe it was past 6 p.m. All of a sudden, a police officer falls from above, right in front of my eyes. Without a thought, I looked up, and there I met the eyes of a charming young lady. Of course, I remember her sweet face. It was that of the pretty defendant there. The only other thing I saw was the banana that fell with the police officer. The banana. That was a decisive testimony. Decisive? Nick, did you just hear what he said? But did I hit a button? Banana? Yeah? That's all you had to say? How can you be so calm? Strange. My mind is very calm and clear. Maybe it's because I believe in my client. You mean Maggie? Yeah. And if she really is innocent, then that can only mean one thing. That guy is lying. You may now question the witness, Mr. Rat. I'll find out the truth no matter how well you craft your lies. Banana. First off, oh god, I'm still hurt. So you were at the park all afternoon? You seem to have a lot of free time. That was very rude of you, but then again, what can I expect? That's what you get from a man who graduated from a no-name trashy university. No-name trashy. Now, this might be hard for a mush-headed, feeble-minded baboon like you, but I have to think very carefully about the future of our great country. Thought you said you were thinking about which college to go to just now. Oh, please. Which university I go to will directly affect the very future of this country. That arrogant little snot. I don't remember the time all that well. Past 6. How'd you know that time it was? I see you're not wearing a watch, so... Is that the best you can do? Do you think you can discredit me like that? You're just a third-rate biased fool. I guess I can't expect real smarts from you. This arrogance is really intolerable. So what should I do now? You didn't even answer your question. How'd you know it was past 6? Answer the question. How'd you know what time it was? Thank you, Phoenix. I can't believe I have to deal with a worm like you. You're just a shallow man who can only slam on desks and point at people for fun. I guess I don't have a choice, though. I'll try to explain it so that even a third-rate simpleton like you can understand. There was this little thing they call a clock at the park. Did you get that? Do you know what that is? It's a thing that tells you the time. As you can see, Mr. Wright, it's even in this picture of the crime scene. But that's 7. So it is. I looked at that clock and that's how I knew the time. But if you ask me, this whole concept, this fucking time is a construct, man. And yet again, another flood of meaningless words. Talk about a first-class waste of time. In any case, all of a sudden a police officer falls from above, right in front of my eyes. And how'd you know he was a cop? He was in uniform. You obviously have no idea how powerful my deductive reasoning skills are. With one glance I could tell just what kind of occupation he held. That shoddy do-it-yourself hairstyle practically claimed low-quality shoes. He was in uniform. That one should have been first. Stop it! Is there something? No, the tab key is unobstructed. Behave. That's pretty impressive, right? Hey, Nick. Do you think he's figured out what I do? Even I haven't figured that out yet. Without a thought, I looked up there and met the eyes of a charming young lady. Are you sure you got a good look at her face? You shake your head no, it means no. Animals have this thing called an eye, Mr. Wright. They use this eye to see things, just one. In the case of humans, we have two of them. Oh my god. Yes, even you. I don't care if I have them or not. Did you or did you not get a clear look at her face? That's what the witness was just about to get to. I would like to request that Mr. Wright not use such a loud voice during questioning. Sustained, Mr. Rat. Please refrain from raising your voice in this court. Then don't make me have to raise my voice, man. Are you finished? I'd like to continue if that's alright with you. Of course I remember her sweet face, with that of the pretty defendant there. So you're sure you're not mistaken? Please, don't confuse your pitiful train wreck of a life with mine. I'm what you call a famous brand name product, while you are only a cheap imitation. There's no way someone as magnificent as myself could have made a mistake. Of course, of course. Of course. Did you notice anything else of interest, witness? The only other thing was the banana. Hey! Fucking behave. Controller's got a mind of its own. The banana. It was actually more than just one, more like a bunch. Now what would a bunch of bananas be doing there? And why would I know such a thing? I'm only telling you what I saw. That's really strange. Maggie never mentioned anything about a bunch of bananas. That's it, Nick. He's gotta be lying about the bananas. He could be. There's no reason for him to lie about there being bananas at the crime scene. This is what happens when they're just wrong. And what if it's not a lie? Well, maybe he thought he was seeing one thing and it was something else. If he mistook something else for a bunch of bananas, then that would be an inaccuracy. Think, Phoenix, think. If my client's innocent, there's no way he could have seen what he says he did. Which means we can somehow show he's lying. That's exactly what we need to do. She has a sharp mind, I just wish I could remember who she is. Oh. Is everything okay, Nick? Oh yeah. Whoop, 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 whoop. Bunch of bananas. Can I look at this? I don't want to present it. Nope. Okay. Mr. Wellington, I believe I have the bananas you saw right here. Ah, so you knew about the bananas too. Why didn't you say so earlier? I don't think you can use this as a way to pull more information out of me. That's where you'd be wrong. Mr. Rat, what is the meaning of this? Isn't that the baseball glove? Huh? What? A baseball glove? Doesn't it look delicious? Care for a bite? That's a... no. Your Honor, I think this proves one very important fact. This witness has bad eyesight. By the way, just how bad are your eyes? Why are you asking me about this all of a sudden? Your Honor, it's very simple to mistake a glove for a bunch of bananas. No, I don't think so. Objection overruled. You're one of those people. You know what I mean. You're like those people who refuse to accept Galileo for thinking that the Earth wasn't in the center of the universe. Blah 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 blah. And that's why I asked you how bad your eyesight is. They're both 2200. I suppose you're going to tell me that's terrible, right? Why are you not wearing your glasses today, then? I lost them recently, you see. Of course, I was planning on getting a new pair made right away. But you know my glasses are no ordinary glasses, so to replace them... How about when you witnessed the crime? Were you wearing your glasses then? How about it, witness? You're an unrelenting evil man. You're like those people who rejected Joan of Arc. Blah 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 blah. Which boils down to you were not wearing your glasses at that time. Therefore, the identity of the woman at the scene of the crime and that of the defendant cannot be proven to be the same by this witness. But the height difference was only 9 feet. It was very possible for him to see the face of the culprit standing on the upper path. Witness. Please be more accurate in your testimony. Remember, a person's life is at stake. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, please continue with your testimony. Please tell the court what happened next in the moments after you witnessed the crime. The girl on the upper path ran away as soon as she realized I was there. After that, I immediately called the police station to report the crime. It must have been 6:45 when I made the call. They must have a lot of free time on their hands since they showed up within 10 minutes. So the person who was on the upper path saw you and then ran away. That is correct. Which is why even someone without a superior brain like mine can understand that that girl is the murderer. You may question the witness now, Mr. Rat. I wanna look at this thing. Time of death, 6:28. He's been dead for like 20 minutes. Why didn't you call earlier? She ran away? Just like that? Yes, she did. She saw me and flew the nest like the guilty bird she is. Stop it! Oh, I'm sorry. Was that pun too hard for someone who only got a third-rate education? Actually, that did take me a few seconds. Come on, right? Anyway, if she ran away the instant she saw you, how could you tell it was my client? Yeah. The witness has already answered that question. He has stated that the defendant is the culprit. This is true, Mr. Rat. I'm striking your question from the record. How can I get more information out of him? Immediately? As in immediately. I mean, sure, a minute might have elapsed before I did, but that's the duty of every good citizen. Or did they not teach that at your pitiful school? You think people learn about how to call the cops in college? Hey, Nick, I think you should take a look at the court record for a sec. You are correct, Maya. How do you know what time it was? The detective told me. You know which one I mean. The one with the jacket that makes him look like a dropout from a no-name high school. Hey pal, I graduated from a pretty good, top-ranked college. I don't believe this. It doesn't matter. I don't believe I was mistaken on what time I called. And if I'm wrong, then that detective obviously doesn't know how to tell time. Hey, why you're just some lousy kid who... I think the court can see your point. Anyway, how did the police respond? Showed up within 10 minutes. So you're saying that there were police on the scene by 7 o'clock? They got there before that, I think. There usually aren't many people in that area at that time of day. But suddenly, before I knew it, there were people crawling all over gawking. It certainly says something about the morals of the people in this country. Can't find anything out of the ordinary in his testimony. Look at the court record. Thanks, Maya. Immediately called the police to report the crime. Must have been 6:45 when I made the call. Well... no. Because even if it was 10 minutes later, then they got there at 7 o'clock. If you called them at 6:45. But the guy died at 6:28. Why wait 20 minutes to make the call? This should be it, right? The music changed, which makes me feel safe. Mr. Wellington, would you please take a look at this? You mean the victim's autopsy report? According to this, the murder occurred at 6:28. So what of it? You said that you called the police immediately after the murder took place. However, by the time you'd called, it was already 6:45. There's a 15-minute gap here. You deny it. I think this court would like to hear what you were doing during this 15-minute gap. The witness was in shock at the time after witnessing a terrible murder. It's only to be expected that he would be a little dazed. 15 minutes is hardly what I would call a little dazed. Mr. Wellington. Yeah? Explain yourself. What were you doing during those 15 minutes? Answer the question. Spit it out. I was searching for a phone booth. A phone booth? You mean you don't have a cell phone? You and your questions as if you're trying to open all the layers of a matryoshka now. You must think you're really something special. Witness? I lost my cell phone. There, are you happy? You lost it? Unbelievable. You lose your glasses and your cell phone? You must be very scatterbrained when it comes to your belongings. What? Are you saying that first-rate people are never allowed to lose things? Haven't you ever heard that all geniuses work in strange ways? Everyone is dumb enough. Oh man. Wait, hold on a second. You lost a cell phone. Nick, that cell phone, could it be? You mean the one Maggie found? There's no way. I didn't see this coming. What should I do now? Mr. Wellington, where is your cell phone right now? What are you getting all excited about? You seem to be a little confused. I found my phone, I'll have you know. See? Here it is. I see. Looks like he's got his phone. I thought that just maybe this was his. Well then, I think we've cleared this issue up. At the time of the murder, the witness did not have his cell phone because he lost it. Therefore, the delay in his call was caused by his search for a phone booth. Well, that's the gist of it. I guess you could put it that way and leave it at that. Do you have any further questions, Mr. Rat? Something, sure. Your Honor, the witness's testimony doesn't make sense. I don't believe that there was ever a need for the witness to search for a phone. How dare you. You can't just make outrageous claims like that. You do have some sort of proof, don't you? Well, yeah, of course. This evidence should be good enough, I think. Let's have the proof then. Present the proof that the witness had no need to search for a public phone booth. Because there's one right fucking there. Wait. Quite simple, actually. Take a look at this. At the crime scene photo. Is there a problem with it? There's nothing wrong with the picture. But if you don't understand my logic after looking at it, something is very wrong with you. It's a phone booth. That is correct. All the defendant had to do was walk 3 steps. Mr. Wellington, why did you not use the phone that was right in front of you? Come on, beef. Spit it out. Order. Why does reporting the crime a little late prove for the defense? The witness can't explain what he was doing for those 15 minutes. That is reason enough to throw suspicion on his testimony. Yes, this is very true. What do you have to say for yourself, witness? Then I bet this phone really is his, Nick. He must have killed Dustin to get his phone back. But Maggie said that she was going to return it to him. So there was no reason for him to kill for it. And on top of that, we still don't have the phone she found anyway. But if he wasn't looking for his cell phone, maybe he was looking for something else? Was he? Mr. Rat. Yes, Your Honor? Do you have any thoughts you would like to share with the court? Can you offer an explanation as to what the witness was doing during those 15 minutes? I have an idea. There's only one possible explanation. Alright, let's hear your explanation. However, be forewarned that if your explanation is not persuasive, you will be penalized. Think carefully before you present, Mr. Rat. Yes, Your Honor. Probably shouldn't have said there was only one possibility. Why didn't the witness call the police right away? This. Maybe this is the evidence you need to be oh, come on! I got a list from the fucking phone! Come on, man! Shit. Would it be the phone then? Logically, right? Perhaps you should find a better piece of evidence. Yep. Warg. Oh, man. Oh wait. Why didn't the witness call the police right away? That says Maggie. Bada. Might be glasses. It's the glasses. It's glasses. Well, Mr. Wellington. See, I would think he'd just be looking for the phone so they don't get access to the numbers. That makes sense, right? But if the other thing, which is the list of stuff in the phone, isn't it, then the fact that he lost his glasses and they were shattered underneath him somewhere, I guess, is what it is. Could have also totally seen them going for, like, oh, he took the time to draw the name in the ground. After, you know, they had a phone call, but I don't know if everybody knows that yet. What? Don't do that, you almost gave me a heart attack. These are your glasses, aren't they? Where did you I believe the court all heard what you just confessed to. These are in fact yours. I'll tell you where they were found, Mr. Wellington. The problem I do have with these games is that I get ahead of it. And that's still a problem, it seems. These glasses were found under the victim's body. Under the victim's body. Order. Now wait a second, hold on. I didn't confess or confirm anything. Your Honor, I think the answer is quite clear here. As he fell, Dustin Prince grabbed the culprit's glasses. The culprit knew that he had to find his glasses and searched frantically for them. What he didn't realize was that they were under the victim's body. And that's why it took him 15 minutes to make that call. Mr. Wright, are you indicating the witness is the real murderer? Of course. That is precisely what I'm doing. Oh, wag. I know I'm right. He's the real murderer. Did you figure it out, Nick? More or less. Turns out the cell phone was the key to this case after all. Anyway, now's a chance to deep six this guy. I'll sink him in one shot. Yeah. This is so exciting, watching you work again. Somehow my old self is coming back to me. It's time to sink or swim. Everything rests on the edge of a knife. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Order. Your Honor, the defense is making a mockery of the court. Without any solid ground to stand on, he accuses the witness of being the murderer. Yeah, that's right. I'm no criminal. Just the direct fraud of a lawyer. In that case, why don't we look at it from a different perspective? Let's hear your explanation as to why you're not the murderer. Why, that's easy. For example, there's the name the victim wrote. How about that? Oh, you mean the name Maggie? Yeah, even an idiot like you can read that, right? But we already know this was not written by the victim himself. After all, the defendant's name is Maggie, and the victim is left-handed. In other words, in order to make the defendant look guilty, the real criminal used the victim's right hand to write her name on the ground. But, wouldn't that mean the real criminal was someone the defendant knew? Otherwise, how else would the person know her name was Maggie? That is a good point. The witness didn't even know of Miss Bird before the trial. Yep. Is there any way the creep could have known Maggie's name beforehand? Yeah, they called. It'd be best if I could prove that the witness had a chance to learn that the defendant's name was Maggie. Now, would the defense please present its case? How could the witness have known the defendant's name? Mr. Wellington? You didn't have your cell phone with you on the day of the murder, correct? So what if I didn't? When you realized you'd lost it, what'd you do? What did I do? Didn't you try to find it by calling it? Why, how did you? Because that's what you do when you lose your phone. Your Honor, these questions have nothing to do with... Overruled. Mr. Wright, where are you going with this line of questioning? Do you think there's some relation between the witness's cell phone and the murder? I do, Your Honor. On the day of the murder, Maggie Bird picked up a lost phone in the park. And... she also received a phone call from the owner of the phone. Hello? Oh, thank you, I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back. I'll be right there. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. You can call me Maggie. That was when you learned that her name was Maggie. But you made one fatal mistake. Fatal mistake. My client's name is Maggie, but the name that was written on the ground was Maggie. They're not, like, spelling it out in the chat, so I'm just gonna say it. This is a mistake that could only occur if all you knew was how her name sounded. I know what that's like. Order. But, Your Honor, the witness has no motive. And your point is? It's very simple, Your Honor. A person usually wouldn't kill someone without a reason. Mr. Wellington had no reason to kill anyone. That's absolutely correct. I don't have a motive. Mr. Wright. Your Honor? Can you explain what motive this witness could have had? Very simple, Your Honor. Are you sure, Nick? If I said I can't offer an explanation, then the trial's over, right? Yeah, but... Please present to the court that the witness had a motive. This here name list. Mr. Wellington's motive is right here. What is this? A list? Have we gone through proper evidence processing for this? I don't think that we have, Maya. There's like a whole thing at the finale of the last game that was all about this. Come on. We gotta do proper channels here, otherwise nothing works. A list? These phone numbers were pulled from the memory of the phone the defendant found. And we have determined that the people on this list are members of a certain group. You looked up all those numbers. Of course! This list of phone numbers is stored in the cell phone's memory. The names and numbers belong to people who are members of a certain con artist group. What? Con artists? Can you explain why these numbers were on your phone, Mr. Wellington? This is an outrage. An invasion of privacy. Looking up the phone numbers on a person's phone is a worse crime than murder. You're one of those people. Another thing. I don't care, Mr. Wellington. All I want is for you to tell us what this list is about. You think you, any of you, know what it's like to be a refined man such as me? Your Honor, this is unjustified badgering of the witness. Objection overruled. Honestly, Payne, are you trying to get someone innocent put in prison? We have a culprit in front of us. Why are you still here? Who's in charge of you? Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? Why would the witness have the numbers of a group of con artists on his phone? Isn't it obvious? The witness is a member of the group. Mr. Wellington's a member of the very group. All your friends' phone numbers are stored right here on the phone. If anyone were to look into the phone numbers, it would be all over for you. That's why you had to kill. No, this is too much. That does make quite a bit of sense. Well, Mr. Wellington, would you care to explain? I... Gotcha now. The police officer. Your Honor. What is it, Mr. Payne? Your Honor, this is unjustified badgering of the witness. You said the exact same thing only a few seconds ago. Please? Let's think about the content of that phone call. Hello? Oh, thank you, I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give it back. The defendant had already promised that she would return the phone. After that, all Mr. Wellington had to do was meet Miss Bird and get his phone back. Why then would he need to kill anyone? That is a valid point. What does the defense think about this? If you think about it logically, then it makes sense. Then maybe we should be thinking outside the box. Yeah, if we think like that, let's see. Maybe that slime ball saw something at the crime scene that made him commit murder. Your thoughts, Mr. Rat? Well, I don't think Mr. Wellington went to pick up his phone in a very friendly manner. But he was promised his phone, so why would he have been unfriendly to the defendant? I think he must have seen something that didn't agree with him when he got there. Well then, Mr. Rat, what was this something that didn't agree with the witness? The guy in full cop uniform, maybe? What Mr. Wellington saw was the victim. The victim? Dustin Prince? Dustin Prince had gone on his date right after his shift was over. No time to change, he went to the park still wearing his police uniform. Oh. The girl that picked up my phone was with a policeman. He couldn't have known they were going out, so he began to worry. He was afraid the policeman would ask a few questions before returning the phone. If I do anything suspicious, he might run a check on my phone. In his mind, it was possible they'd already run a check on his phone. And he went into a panic, is what you're saying. Exactly. Officer Prince was murdered simply because he was in uniform. Mr. Payne, do you have any comments? I'm thinking. It seems the truth has come out at last. The witness, Mr. Wellington, you are... Impressive. Not bad for a person with a third-rate education. What's that supposed to mean? Evidence. That guy's really creeping me out. All you've been waving around and talking about is that suspicious cell phone. Suspicious phone number, that con group, that they're all on the phone. But who's to say that phone's mine? Where's your proof? Your evidence? You want proof that this phone is yours? Yeah. Told you earlier. The phone I lost, I've already found it. You don't have even the slightest idea who the phone in your hand belongs to. Man, what if I just called back this number that called me? But you can be sure it isn't mine, you simpleton. What? Feels good to see you squirm. We do seem to have a problem on our hands with this phone. Whose phone is it? Without knowing that, it's meaningless as evidence. Your Honor? The cell phone. There has to be something I've overlooked. There's gotta be. Maybe the phone stored numbers? We've been touching it all day. Definitely not fingerprints. This phone has the names and numbers of those in the con group in its memory. I can show them to you, Your Honor. I don't believe this. What are you talking about? Huh? What we're trying to determine is who that phone belongs to. Who cares about what phone numbers are stored on it? Besides, who knows? Maybe you went and added some of those numbers in yourself. The witness is quite right. I'm afraid I have to reject the defense's proposal. It wouldn't be fingerprints. We've been touching it all day. Along with Maggie. We should check for fingerprints. Fingerprints? Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wellington must have left some prints on the phone. Don't you remember? When you got that from Maggie, you wiped it off. I what? You said there was sand all over it, so... God damn it. Pretty thoroughly, too. It's so much fun watching third-rate trash babble like morons amongst themselves. It's made a complete recovery. How many times do I have to say this? My phone's right here, you see? And incidentally, you can't check the number stored on this phone. It must have glitched because all the numbers just magically disappeared. Gotta be joking. He erased all the numbers I was going to use as evidence. Mr. Wellington? What's this? By the tone of your voice, it sounds like you still have some fight left in you. Where'd you finally find your cell phone? Oh, you are too much. And of course, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Oh my... Now I remember. Yeah, looks like they hung up. Ah, good. I finally found it. So that's when... What's wrong, Mr. Attorney? Why the harsh glare in your eyes? Nick, we've worked so hard to get this far, but if you don't do something quick, he's gonna get off scot-free. I know. I know this phone has to be his. How am I supposed to prove something like that? Mr. Rat, if you cannot prove who the owner of that cell phone is, your indictment has no basis and therefore no power. It looks like you came up a penny short. Where did I go wrong? Don't blame yourself. You're merely a third-rate lawyer. You only made one big mistake. Who are you? What are you? That's something you haven't figured out for yourself yet. Who I am. The court hereby concludes the cross-examination. That'll be all. I'll have to bid you gentlemen and ladies goodbye. I have a reservation at that ultra-fancy restaurant on the upper side of town. Thank you for your assistance. You've had a stressful day, so please, bon appetit. But what if I object? Please, wait, Your Honor. Alright, Nick. I think I may be able to prove it. Prove it? Prove what, Mr. Rat? Everything. Your Honor, the cross-examination has already ended. Besides, the defense is just going to badger the witness with more inane questions. You will not harass the witness, is that clear, Mr. Rat? Did you hear that? No harassment allowed, Mr. Attorney. Please, Your Honor. Very well, but this is your last chance, Mr. Rat. You may present one piece of evidence to the court. I only get one shot at this. If you cannot prove everything, it's over. For your client and for you. You fully understand. Sure you're well aware, Your Honor, but the cross-examination period has ended. Paying attention, Mr. Payne? I said Mr. Wright could present only one more piece of evidence. Now then, Mr. Wright, this is your last chance. It all comes down to this. Present the one piece of evidence that'll explain everything. I still have health after this, technically. I could fuck it up a little bit. Con artist phone numbers. My business card. Birthday glove. The only thing that hasn't come up is the business card. It does have my cell phone number on it. But does that help here? Don't know. I don't know why, but it's calling me. Why, thank you, how nice. Here, please have one of mine. Judge's business card. It's written very fancily, strong and clear, but I cannot read it. Wait, what am I doing? This isn't the time to be exchanging business cards. Your Honor, there is something very important about that card, and that is... the number on the back? I guess? Yeah. This card is important because of what's on the back. You wrote your cell phone number on the back, but that's exactly it. Can you please call this number from your cell phone? Right now? But court's still in session. It's okay, you'll see. Okay, if you say so. Is the defense preparing something, Mr. Rat? We're gonna call my cell right now. And then the court will see everything for what it is. All the idiotic, stupid things. What? Why is my phone? I was with this stupid sounding ringtone. You motherfucker stole my phone. I'ma punch you to death. See, I was thinking he just bought another phone. They're like $20 to $30 at a store. You get a burner. Prepaid. Blah 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 blah. Mr. Wellington? How strange. I could almost swear that you're holding my phone. Yours. No. Can't. By the way, before I forget, thanks very much for the lump on my head this morning. I don't think I need to explain any further except to say, when you went to retrieve your cell phone, you took the wrong one. Cough's better. So that's what happened. You were knocked out by Mr. Wellington. He's a man who lives on his pride and self-image alone. And in order to hide his involvement with the con artist group, he's become paranoid and lost all ability to make rational judgments. That was a Hail Mary. You're not pulling your punches, game. Understood. And Mr. Wright, the phone you're holding. It's Mr. Wellington's, naturally. Speaking of that man, how is he, Mr. Payne? He was arrested and taken away. Very well. Now then, this court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird, not guilty. That is all. This court is adjourned. Woo! We did it! Hooray! I knew the real you would shine through eventually. I'm so moved by what you've done for me, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I feel really bad for Dustin. He didn't do anything to deserve this. It's probably because of me. My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failure. Your whole life? It can't be that bad, can it? Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed on almost every test I've ever taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and never won or even tied at a game of tic-tac-toe. My life has really been nothing but a string of disasters. That's pretty bad. Up until I went to college, I was known as the Goddess of Misfortune. And then at the academy, everyone called me Lady Luckless. Lady Luckless? What's worse is that my misfortune always seems to latch on to those around me. What do you mean? When I see someone in trouble, I try to help. That's right. You were talking about that earlier. It happened again recently too, sir. There was an old lady pacing back and forth by the pedestrian crosswalk. I gave her my hand, and before I knew it, we were having dinner at my house. Oh. I'm sure that Dustin's gone because of me. That's not true. That glove didn't even have any sort of special meaning. It was just a present to say thanks for covering one of my night shifts. I see. Everything's always my fault. Dustin's death, your head being all messed up. Well, I don't think my head's that messed up yet. Gonna find a new life for myself, starting now. The next time we meet, I'm sure I'll have found a whole ocean's worth of good luck by then, sir. Yeah, after all, the Goddess of Misfortune's only a name, right? You bet. I'm gonna make it, I promise. Next time we meet, I'll only be an unlucky person instead of a goddess. Yeah, that's the spirit. Well, Mr. Wright, Maya, I should get going. Okay, good luck to you. Thanks. You take care of yourselves, too. What a horrible day. I've got my memory back, but things are still a little fuzzy. But you're okay, and that's what counts. You really had me worried. Come on, let's go back to the office. I'm afraid to ask, but here goes. So, this might sound bad, but, who are you? What? Thought you said you got your memory back. At that moment, everything really did come back to me. Detective Gumshoe. He's someone I've had clashes with in the past during certain cases, but he's also been a really good ally. The Judge. He's a lovable, kind old man, easily swayed by other people's opinions. But in the end, he comes up with the right verdict. With some leading. I have no idea who this man is. He seems to know me. But he might be wrong. And this girl, Maya? You finally remembered. This is Maya Fey, my assistant. That's right. I have so many unforgettable memories about her. For example, Earth to Nick, what's wrong? You keep staring at me. Don't tell me you've missed me. I suppose I have. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages. Oh. Well, I'm back now. So it's time for us to create new memories together. Alright. Sounds good. All the phone numbers on the phone were erased by Mr. Wellington. I guess I have to start over from the very beginning. Oh no. Come on, Nick. Let's go to our usual burger joint. Okay, okay. Actually, it hasn't even been that long since she came back into my life. And that story began on one rainy afternoon 2 months ago. Episode 1, The Lost Turnabout. The end. Oh, we have full-on episode thingies here, and it's not just crashing into the next one. I see. I don't remember if the other one did that or not. Regardless, this is where I'm going to be calling it here. As I mentioned earlier, I have a bit of a headache, and I need to test a couple things whenever I'm done with this recording. So, shorter stream than usual. Longer recording than usual. But this is it in its entirety. Yeah. I'm glad to be back, playing this game. I like it. It's fun, even if it is a little bit frustratingly cryptic about what ones you're supposed to press. But I'll deal with that next time. What?